Yesterday, during a Jason Aldean concert in Las Vegas, 64-year-old Stephen Paddock stood in the 32nd floor room of Mandalay Bay Hotel and began to fire on a group of concert goers. He killed 50 people, injured around 400 people. A terrible attack and a despicable human being. Stephen Paddock, I'm glad you're dead, but I'm really sorry that the streets couldn't get to you first, because seriously, you deserved some serious mob justice. That being said, however, it's funny that Piers Morgan is immediately calling it an act of terrorism when there is no known motive behind it. And we all know that to be an act of terrorism, it has to be politically or religiously motivated. That being said, we have no idea what went on. Oddly enough, a U-Haul truck with an ISIS flag attached to it that slammed into a group of people in Edmonton yesterday. We still need to wait for details on that one. Nobody will call it a terrorist attack. Or if they do, they have quotes around it. Terrorist attack. Anyways, I know that the gun control lobby is going to get big on this. They are going to be all over it. Nevada has some of the laxest gun control laws in the nation, which makes it a perfect target for that. People are going to politicize the crap out of this. The worst politicization of this that I'm seeing is people on Twitter. Of course people are going to be on Twitter celebrating this attack. They assume that because it's country music that was being played at the concert, that clearly Trump supporters got shot. So it's a good thing, right? It's a net gain for the country because Trump supporters probably got killed. One of the people who said this goes by the name of Anne the Resistance, and she is a teacher, a school teacher, shaping young minds, people. Now, that being said, I can't help but notice that there are a lot of teachers, especially college professors, getting in on this whole politicization of violence thing. There's that guy, of course, that everyone has been watching for the past month or so. He's a professor up in New York, and he still hasn't been fired despite the fact that he talks about the fact that he's teaching future dead cops. Boy, do I love this country. I just hate some of the people in it. It's sad that people still believe that the shooting at the Pulse nightclub, which killed 50 gay people, they still say that it was not religiously or politically or racially motivated. They still say that it was not an act of terrorism, and yet this 64-year-old white dude, no motive known, it's an act of terrorism immediately. Thank you, Piers Morgan, you prick. And by the way, Piers Morgan, he loves gun control. I can't wait to see him talk about this. Ben Shapiro, please, Ben, talk to Piers Morgan about this incident in terms of gun control, because you know he's going to be all over it. People of YouTube, what have been your feelings on this? Again, this is very preliminary. We know almost nothing about what's going on. We know that he had an Asian girlfriend, so clearly he can't be the most racist thing on the planet, unless, of course, he was keeping her as a pet. Either way, word is he had a ton of guns in his hotel room, and details are still coming out. If you have any news for me or any questions for me, please go ahead and leave word in the comments. As always, like and subscribe, and go to my website, honeyourlife.com. I'm putting out articles quite often. I'm trying to do it every day, but of course a man gets busy. In the meantime, I'm signing off.